Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Non-Woke Month on my channel, my new channel. This is my fourth review. It's a 2015 Asian Korean film, a crime action drama from South Korea, and it's directed by Choi Dong-hoo. The film is currently the eighth highest grossing movie in Korea's history with over 12.7 million admission, and I'd rather see this than the Mulan remake. Assassination, yeah. Sensationally entertaining. Yeah, I do like this movie, but there are some issues with it. But let's read the back. It's not very long. Snipers, marksmen, hired guns, double agents. A group of exiled rebels are planning a hit on the army commander in Japanese-occupied Korea. Because, some Asian countries can't get along. But the only killer for this job is in prison. Now the resistance must devise a jailbreak, escape a hitman, and discover which of them is a traitor. And that's the film's synopsis in a nutshell. And this movie's subtitled, so there is no dub for this. It's all subtitled, so if you're not a fan of reading a movie, then this is not for you. There are issues with the movie, though. I think the movie's way too long. It's 2 hours and 19 minutes. It doesn't go fast. It's way too slow, especially in the middle of the movie. And there's a lot of talking. That's my biggest issue with the movie. It's a little bit too much, padding. But the film looks great. The cast is really good. I don't know any of these actors, but I do. The lead girl is beautiful, like as to be expected. It's an Asian film. You have it stars Jun Jae Hyun. She's the main girl in the movie. She's in a dual role as An Okyeon and Mitsuko, so she plays two roles. You have Lee Jong Jae as Yem Sek Jin. You have Hai Jung Woo as Hawaii Pistol. Oh Dal So as Buddy. You have Choi Jin Wong or Woong as Chu Sang, aka the Big Gun. Choi Duok Moon as Hwang, and the rest of the film. These names are really hard. The cast list is huge because it's a really long movie, and it's a period piece, so it's not like it's like a gangster movie, but with Asians. It's not really like a John Woo movie, so don't expect that. They said that this is a plagiarized movie of a book called Korean Memories. Well, I don't know because I've never read the book, and I just bought this at a dollar store like last year or the year before because I love Asian cinema. I like to watch Asian women and Asian men kicking ass, and mostly acting. A lot of their culture fascinates me. This film did get a ton of awards, some Bull Film Awards back in 2014. It had a Korean Association of Film Critics Awards for the technical aspects. So the art direction is lovely. The cinematography is fantastic. It looks great. It looks like an actual film. I think there's some CG blood in it. This is a very violent movie, too. It is not for kids. This also got a Grand Bell Award in 2015, a Blue Dragon Film Awards nominations, Baksang Arts Awards, Asian Film Awards, a bunch of stuff. No Oscars, not even for best foreign film. But hey, Parasite was one of the biggest movies of this year. That came out last year, one of the biggest award winners of 2020 in this god-awful year. And no, I'm not going to censor that, YouTube. It was a god-awful year. From the word go, every movie got delayed. Some movies were put on streaming. It was very boring, and some of the films that did come out this year were horrible. There were some good ones, like I said, Bad Boys 3, Sonic, which is an Asian cultured character from Japan for Sega, and we had a couple of horror films. That's it. The rest of this year, we'll see. But films like this did not come out in theaters this year. Parasite was the most recent, and that was also a Korean film from South Korea that won Best Picture. So I give the South Koreans credit for this. They know how to make movies. This film is too long, but it's well made. I will not knock the movie for that. And like I said, there's a lot of a lot of the acting is well for an Asian film like this because there's Japanese, Mandarin, and Korean in the movie. So all the like three of the major Asian languages or tongues that they speak over there. And like I said, the plot it's a little bit slow. Like if you don't like a slow burn, like an Alien or 2001: A Space Odyssey, then this movie's is gonna bore you. But it does have an interesting story. There are flashbacks and there's a lot of blood and it's very dark and gritty, but it is well made. And it's not woke because it's got an Asian lead and she's not super powered. She's not an automatic, I can do everything like the new Mulan is. That's what I heard, guys. I don't need my Asian leads to be super powered. They can have flaws. They can make the journey interesting. They can have to work for their powers and work for their badassery. They don't have to just automatically snap your fingers and they're a superhero. It doesn't work that way. Captain Marvel had to prove herself, and with people saying that she's OP too, that's the way it is in the comics, and they're going to explain more of her powers in the sequel. This girl does not have superpowers, or any of the guys for that matter either. They're normal people for the most part that can fight and shoot and everything and act. So they're not robots. They're not emotionless drones. That's what Disney does. They take beautiful Asian culture and they sap the life out of it. Why would you do that? The original Mulan was good, and this movie's good. It's just a little slow. The director does a good job. What else did he direct? Choi Dong Hoon. He directed a movie called Thieves. He directed movies called The Big Swindle, the Taoist Wizard, Taza, The High Rollers, and a bunch of other stuff. Interesting. I like the way he shoots a film. His most recent, this is his last film so far. His recent film is to be announced. It's called Wiretap. I have not heard of it yet. But again, South Korea, there's a reason why that country didn't cause 2020's demise. They're mostly decent people and they make beautiful movies. Beautiful. They have beautiful women over there that squint and have life to them. I know that from the dozens of actresses I've seen that come to America that act from South Korea or from North Korea. Doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because I am attracted to Asian women no matter what the circumstance, unconditionally. And I do like the lead in this movie. She's very beautiful, good, badass, and is not a robot. What does it say back here? It says the film is not rated by the MPAA. Of course not. It's a very violent film, and the MPAA would not want to get involved because they won't even know. In some countries, like graphic violence and nudity is acceptable. Here in the U.S. and in North America throughout it, yeah, it's not most of the time. But if you're interested in seeing a non-woke version of Mulan, well, Mulan with gangsters instead of with uh, the Han army against the Chinese army, yeah, this is definitely for you. And it's an R rating. This is not some PG-13 schlock. It works, guys. It definitely works. And if you've never seen it, it's worth a watch at least once. If it's a slow burn for you, I can understand. But give this film a watch. It's called Assassination from 2015, a South Korean movie because there's other movies with this title. But it's worth your time at least once. It was for me. Anyway, that's my review for Assassination. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.